Well, a good Sunday too. I'm Fox 26 meteorologist John Dawson. This is our tropical update. We've got it focused and ready just for you here on YouTube. So glad you found our YouTube channel. And if you're not a subscriber, you're always encouraged to do so. You know how it works. You get the alerts, you know when the good things are coming. And yes, there's a whole lot more here than just tropical information. Although I think the tropical is probably the better of the content, but you could check some of that other stuff out. And of course, the tropical updates are every day, a little bit after 4 p.m. Central Time. We'll be able to get you updated, spend some more time getting in depth on what's happening out there. Mostly we focus on the Atlantic Basin, but we get over and talk about the Pacific occasionally as well. And the message we've been receiving, or you've been receiving lately, has been about Sean. Sean has been a tropical storm for several days, now being downgraded, actually yesterday downgraded to a tropical depression, and is still a tropical depression, but not wanting to hang around really for that much longer. But don't worry, we've got another area that the Hurricane Center is keeping an eye on, getting ready for that to possibly develop into a tropical depression or maybe even a tropical storm. And that next name on the list would be Tammy. I think this is going to probably develop into another named storm. So we'll go ahead and just sort of think that way, at least looking forward that this will be eventually Tammy. But it'll be several days before we kind of get to that point where this system would get enough organized. So right now, this is just kind of a broad area of low pressure. It's been labeled as Invest 94L by the National Hurricane Center. And at the moment, the next couple of days especially, not looking like it's going to become anything better organized. As a matter of fact, it's even less organized today than it was yesterday. If you'll remember, we had higher probability in the 2 days stretch that we were talking about yesterday, I mean, even in the longer stretch in the 7 days. But give it a couple days. So let's say Monday, Tuesday, let's say Wednesday or so is when we'll get a little bit more serious about this development into a tropical depression or eventually again into a tropical storm. The X here marking where that area of low pressure, again, a broad area of low pressure. You can see there's not a whole lot of rain really right around it. But as it continues to move into our red shaded area, that's where conditions are a little bit more favorable for that development to take place. So we'll continue to monitor Invest 94L and see how long it takes before it could develop perhaps into another tropical cyclone in the Atlantic. Here's Sean, as I mentioned, currently a tropical depression. And just a quick reminder, once a system is named, it keeps that name even if it goes back up in strength or weakens in strength. So in this case, it was Tropical Storm Sean, and normally depressions come with a number, you remember, but it has weakened. It keeps the name Sean. It is a depression. Max winds right now, sustained winds are at 30 miles an hour. Its movement is around 12 miles an hour, and really this is going to last one more night. I think tomorrow is the end of Sean. It becomes just a remnant low, won't have the tropical characteristics, but right now still hanging on and going to continue to move pretty much due west. Again, 10 to 12 miles an hour, and those winds will be even less than 30 miles an hour by tomorrow afternoon. So National Hurricane Center beginning to sort of begin to wrap things up as far as Sean is concerned, and that system will be around perhaps just sort of one more day as we move on. So quick recap of what we've seen so far this year in 2023. A reminder that this count of named storms actually includes a storm that technically wasn't named, but it would have been named if they had identified it immediately. They post-analyzed the data from January and realized that they missed a storm that would have taken place. So it didn't actually get a name, but it gets credit for having taken place in 2023. We've used 18 names on the list. That's why we've got, again, as I mentioned, Tammy next on the list. So 19 tropical storms, we'll say, in 2023. 6 of those cyclones became hurricanes. 3 of those became major hurricanes. On an average year, if you look at our 30-year average, is what the National Weather Service always calls an average. 14 named storms are expected, 7 of those to become hurricanes and 3 of them major hurricanes. So above average as far as the overall activity, but a little less as far as the intensity on the storms. The hurricanes, we've only had 6 instead of the 7, but major-wise, we have had what could be considered an average season. Hey, I've had a lot of fun with you folks who have been following me on Instagram and then being able to kind of comment or connect a little bit. That's my most active platform. I've been inviting folks here at the end of our segments to find me on Instagram and follow, and I could kind of see where you are and what you're doing. I'm at John Dawson Fox 26 on X, Facebook, and Instagram. And like I said, I'm more interactive on Instagram. And it's been fun to connect with you a little bit. So let me make that invitation to you. Pick up your smartphone there, find Instagram, punch in at John Dawson Fox 26. It would be great to connect with you, see where you are in the world, because I'm really amazed at how many people are not really even in the United States and who are checking in here with our tropical updates. As always, thanks for making it all the way to this YouTube video. Not everybody can make it this far. And I'll encourage you, check back tomorrow. We'll be back with another update on the tropics right here on the Fox 26 channel.